never do. I've been undressed by kings, and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see.
I've been to
paradise, never been
but
to me.
I've never been to me. Bum, 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 bum. Does that song say I've made love to kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see? What does that really mean? Seriously. I've made love to kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. Like what? Like, I don't know why. My curiosity's like, man, like, what has she seen? I want to know, what has she seen that a woman ain't supposed to see? Could y'all help me with that one real fast? That song is stuck in my head. I think they call that a worm. I got the worm stuck in my head. And I've made love to kings, and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. What? Like what? Tell me in the comments, what are some things that a woman ain't supposed to see? But I guess a man can. A man can see it, but a woman ain't supposed to see these kind of things. Please help me out here. Who wants to go bye-bye with Daddy? Who all gonna go bye-bye? All right, guys, I got a whole bunch of friends who are gonna go bye-bye with me. You coming too? Come on. All right, we're gonna go bye-bye. Let's go. I like to take the farm truck when we go bye-bye because the girls, they can make quite the mess in the big truck, and I try to keep the big truck clean. Listen, Jamie's dad is coming into town, and after all of these years, I've never met Jamie's dad, so I don't know what to expect, but I'm gonna try to have at least one clean vehicle. Oh, Trixie Silly Willy! I want to have at least one clean vehicle. This is how I have to help Trixie up, guys. Don't judge. Go ahead. Come on, Ritzy. Yeah, I just gotta give him, I call it the tush push. And then Stella, I gotta pick her all the way up. Sweetie. Okay. Lord. Watch your tail. Move your tail, sweetie. Oh my gosh. Jamie's dad is coming into town, and I never met the man, never spoken to him, and I will say that I don't think that he and Jamie have the best relationship, obviously, or I would have. And that's not my story to tell. But I do want to at least have one truck clean. And so I'll take the girls with me in the farm truck, which is the whole point of my story. I also have to swing by Tractor Supply right quick. But it's a beautiful day. The girls will be fine inside the truck for a second or so while I run in and get some horse feed. You guys okay back there? All right, y'all settle down now. We'll be there in a few minutes. Didn't take long for Stella to crash out. We are still on the driveway, for Christ's sake. Two things that Jamie's dad wants to do while he's here are he wants to fish all of the ponds. Winchell, that'll be interesting because I have no idea if we have any fish in any pond of ours, so I'll be curious to see that. He wants to also try to fish the river just with rod and reel, which is fine. He also wants to ride a horse, so I'll have to get Prim or Storm which are really the only two horses we can ride. The problem is Storm is scared of the big birds, so she gets very easily spooked. So I'll have to get Prim saddled up, and I think I'll do that tomorrow morning. I'll do it before this video comes out. And then we also want to take him to see the Houston Rodeo, because he's never experienced the rodeo of any sorts. So he'll be here for about 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He'll leave Monday. You guys will see this video on Wednesday. Now, what I'm about to video is not even my content. So you're really pushing the limits by having me video someone else's content. I don't mind doing it because it's fun, but it's not my content. Hey girls and boys, everybody just hold your spots. Don't worry about me none. What I'm gonna do is make some space. Prim, Buck, having the gates open this way is always hard. Watch your bad eye. Look, your bad eye can't see. His bad eye can't see anything. Back up a little bit and close him in here. If the gates would have been open the other direction, out would have been a lot easier. Look out, baby. Prim, back up a little bit, okay? I'm going to close you in there for a minute. Put your saddle on, okay? But we're going to put everybody else up. And we don't want anyone to bother us. Sweetie, I know you can escape out that other door, but I'm going to ask you nicely not to, okay? Until I go around and close it, all right? Boom, 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 boom. Have y'all ever got a song stuck in your head and no matter what, you cannot make it go away? That's like me right now. I got a song stuck in my head, darn it. And also, what does it mean? I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Like, what does that even mean? I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Bum, 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 bum. What does that mean? I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Like, really, what does that even mean? Help me analyze. We're not going back over there. Help me analyze this song, friends. So, Prim and Stormy are our best riding horses. The only problem with Stormy is that we ended up letting her saddle somehow go off to somebody else. I don't know exactly who took off with it. Now, listen, don't think anyone stole it. So don't even start trying to start all that drama. But easy, baby. We're heading back towards the barn, and now she gets excited. But Daniel, Jake, Bree, I'm not sure exactly who, Kim, they went through a phase where they were all getting horses like crazy. And we said that they could use any parts or saddles they could find out of the old barn dominium that had been flooded. So someone took, we had Rita's saddle, and of course Jamie had this saddle here made for me, the Longhorn Lester saddle. And we forgot that we had a Prim saddle. A saddle for, can't think here, Stormy. And someone took the entire Stormy saddle, which was a pretty good saddle. So we don't have one for her here. And I don't really want to go to any of those 4 family members and say, hey, you got one of our good saddles. We need it back. But we'll figure it out at some point. I don't think Dan has a big horse anymore. I don't think Kim does either. And I don't know which saddle Jake is using. I don't want to take one from him or from Brienne. So it doesn't really matter. We'll get another saddle. But guys, if you don't know this, not all saddles are made the same. Just FYI, they're made to fit the back. Hey, now we're starting to trot because she's excited about going back home. And look who's waiting for her. So that was a pretty good ride. The problem with Stormy, I didn't tell you guys this also, Stormy is scared of the big birds. And so whenever those big birds are out and about, Stormy gets real nervous and spooked very easily. So Prim is in fact our best riding horse here at this property. And we're gonna have to at some point, I don't know what we're gonna do to get Stormy where she's not so spooked from the birds. What I mean is the ostriches, guys. You know what I mean by the birds. The ostriches. Whoops, I forgot to undo that. All right, baby, hold on. Easy. Easy, sweetie. We got a lot of helpers here, y'all. We have us a lot of helpers here. I cannot one-hand that, okay? Look out, baby. Easy, sweetie. Here, you take this off of you now, okay? You did a good job. Thank you for letting me have a little ride this morning. I'm going to have to make sure that I have her all the way ready for when Jamie's dad gets here. And we don't ride her enough, y'all. We don't ride her enough. I want to show you something really neat, if I can, about... Well, you're welcome, sweetie. I was going to brush you. Well, I had plans to brush her, but I guess I'm not. Danny, want me to just brush you instead? All right, so this is my right side stirrup. This is my right leg. And this knee is the one that gives me problems. So whenever I'm riding, I'm having to manipulate the leather, which is hard to do, to turn this at such an angle where my knee can ride comfortably. And after a very short ride, I mean, I only went down to the road and back, made a couple of circles around the barn over here. But in that shorter ride, my knee is just throbbing. So I know that the guy who we have talked to about the newest rescues, the potential rescues, showed me his saddle. And what he has the same issues that I have, and we're actually the same age. But he has in his saddle, someone put him a bolt. There's a bolt that goes down here like this. And it's bolted on the leather end. And then the bolt comes through, somehow it goes through the stirrup. And then it bolts over here as well, inside the stirrup. And his entire stirrup will swivel like this without ever twisting the leather. So if anything, your horse may be having a little bit of a different feel, because, you know, guys who know horses know there's a whole lot to do with your feet when you ride. And you guys who are horse people know a lot more than I do about that. But he says he can ride for hours as long as he can turn his stirrup this direction instead of having to force it that way and fight this leather the whole time. I think that you may know what I'm talking about. But I've never seen anything quite like that. But I tell you what, if I could have one of those, it would sure make riding a whole lot easier. Okay, let me allow the horses back out. I don't like them running around whenever I'm riding, even though it might would allow, it might would allow me to have a better ride. I just don't like all the other horses running alongside me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Come on, buddy. You're free to go. You're free to move about. He says, Prim, how was it? I've not been ridden in a long time. Dad used to ride me. We don't ride Bucky's, and you guys know why. He has a little bit of a spinal issue. All right, well, all the horses are back out. Everything's good. I'm going to go ahead and ride her daily until Jamie's dad has a chance to get here and take a ride. And that will just kind of help her be familiar with people getting on her back. Bucky's. So, you know what's crazy is even though she was a little bit buddy sour, you'd hear the other horses screaming at her, and she's hollering back at them. She couldn't wait to get back to the barn to see everybody. Even offering her that flake of green hay in the side-by-side, she chose to run back to the barn to make sure she let them all know she's safe. Yet, they can still be a little bit mean to her on occasion. Look who's getting, oh my gosh. Look who's taking advantage of that green hay. Sweet, sweet Storm. She's so mad at me for putting her up. Hey, look. This is what I've been looking for. Now then, here's broke, it looks like. But something just like that to go at the other stable for me to hang my stuff on. Where does one find these at, though? Sweetie, you're not mad at me, are you? I'm not gonna ride you. Are you nuts? She's like, I'm not nuts, but I ain't letting you put that saddle on my back. I'm not. Even though I'm gonna put these steps back where they belong. You be sweet, okay? White Kitty's coming up to say that was a great ride, right? White Kitty Avalanche is so proud of me. I want to thank you all for watching. It was a good ride today. The only thing about Prim that I would say was the negative is the fact that sometimes leaving the barn area, she gets a little bit, what they call buddy sow, where she wants to be close to her friends. And when I leave them inside the barn and don't let them follow along, she gets a little bit upset. Her ears will kind of go back and she'll resist a little bit. But overall, she's a wonderful horse. And thank you all for watching. That's just Beverly being silly. That's just Beverly being silly, showing Dinky Daryl how he's not doing it right. Thank y'all for watching. We love you so much. Blessed to have you. And we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.